Hello and welcome to another exciting field trip from the RPG Academy podcast. Today's field trip, we're heading back to the 1980s in, I will assume, a Los Angeles equivalent New York City type place, as we play the in-development game called the Tearable RPG by our good friend and network affiliate, Jim McClure of Talking Tabletop.
Jim, they can't actually see the finger wave.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I did a finger wave. Hello, everyone.
No, I felt it was there. I think people could
I feel
hear
it
that.
will come through the mic.
Yes.
I felt it as more of an arrogant bow, but okay. That's just
So we will get to you in a moment. But first, let's go around and we will meet our players and the characters that they are playing. And then we'll let Jim explain basically what this game is and how it works. And then we'll jump right into the action. So I'll start to my right and go to my left.
This is Ryan, otherwise known as Teleport on Twitter. Today, I will be playing Moose for our 80s action flick.
This is Travis at Not Our Travis. I will be playing Barry, who is a somewhat hacker type in our game tonight.
Hey everybody, this is Brad Nipper, also at Force and Destiny on Twitter, and I will be playing Slick McGee, the 80s action hero.
And I believe the first time on air, we have special guest Emily. Say hi.
hi. I'm a girl.
You're a girl.
Yeah. My name is Emily. I am not affiliated with this thing called Twitter. What is that?
It's not worth
There's
knowing.
birds.
Don't worry about
something?
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. But my character is obviously the cliched 18-year-old spunky Trixie.
All right, and everyone should know who I am, Michael, at the RPG Academy, and I'll be playing Garth G-Man, the quote-unquote leader of our 80s action flick group. Now, Jim, what the hell are we doing tonight?
Yeah, Michael, we're doing something a little bit different. I guess I should do an introduction. Of course, my name is Jim McClure. I run Talking Tabletop, and of course, one of the proud members of the RPG Academy. And it's always
Ding,
good
ding,
to. He gets a nickel every time I say that. I don't know where they come from, but every single time. But yeah, we're gonna play a little game that I've been working on, called the Tearable RPG, and it's a pun, so prepare yourselves for that this evening.
I'm not adding paper tearing sound effects. That is actual live play.
But let me just give a brief history of the game, how it works for everyone, because it's kind of a visual game, and then which is great for podcasts. I mean, that's what you told me, right? Visual
Yeah,
games
exactly.
only. Okay.
Actually, I'm pretty sure I said no, we're not playing this game, but then you showed up anyway. So.
I showed up
and
with a
you're
stack
bigger
of
than me.
paper.
You're one of the few people that's bigger than I am, so we'll let this go.
Hey, we both study the same style of martial art. We're gonna have a showdown eventually.
It's been a long time for me.
I'll reteach you your forms. Don't worry. But we're here to play this game. So what the Tearable RPG is, how it came to be, was there was earlier this year a 200-word RPG contest that was on G+. Some of you all may have heard of this thing. And I thought that was a super cool idea. So I wanted to do it. So I put together this game called the Tearable RPG, and I got ready to submit it. And I go, okay, how does he submit it? Submissions closed 3 days ago. Oh, and I was all sorts of downtrodden. But I was like, I made this thing, let me sort of flush it out. And I flushed it out a little bit more and made the Tearable RPG. And the concept is real simple. Everyone in front of them has a piece of paper. And on that paper, they have written 6 skills. We know me and words, Michael, so don't even start with dismarrying
Just
me.
marry me from your grammar.
But they have written 6 skills, and they have picked any skills that they want. Actually, most of us don't know what each other's skills are yet. When they go to use the skill in the game, they will literally tear their piece of paper and make the tear that goes through the character sheet and remove an entire piece of paper. And it has to be larger than a certain size, and they're not allowed to readjust their grip while they do it. But if they do a successful tear, then they succeed at their skill. And the game is really that simple. At a point in the game, as characters become weaker and weaker and they lose skills and their character sheet becomes smaller and smaller, they're going to hit a stage where they can no longer do anything or do what they want to do. So at that point, they have one last option, the last pitch effort, and that is where they may crumple their character sheet, toss it at the DM. If it were to strike the DM, they succeed at whatever they're trying to do. If they miss, they fail, and either way, they are out of the game from that point forward.
Question for the guy sitting directly across from you at the table. If it hits your microphone, do I get a second chance? Or
Microphone's
does it
a
count?
shield.
Okay.
Microphone's a shield.
Just wanted clarification before we get 90% of the game, and
That's part of his,
I call foul.
That's part of his AC score right there.
Partial cover.
I think microphones, a pop shield would give you that much extra AC, but hey, shield, right?
That's right.
So that is the game that we are going to be playing. So obviously this game can be played in any sort of setting, but today we are doing 80s action, 80s B-level movie action heist thing. And our group of people here, which consists of Trixie, Slick, Barry, G-Man, and Moose. It's gonna be a long evening. They are being sent on a mission to go infiltrate Corporate Inc. Okay, the evil Corporate Inc., which is the business empire that, of course, has one looming skyscraper that goes all the way into the clouds, it seems. And there's always the dark clouds and lightning around it for some reason. But they're going to infiltrate because they have developed a brainwashing device. And we have been informed that by our inside informant, Double L. Now, no one's ever met Double L before, so no one really knows who she is or what she looks like. But the mission has been two-part given to you all. One, we must extract safely Double L from the building. We must find and extract her. And then you must find the brainwashing device, whatever it may be, and then take it with you, disable it, destroy it, whatever you can do to make Corporate Inc. not be able to use this device. And that is the mission that you're being sent on. So one of the things that y'all have to decide, we're going to start with our sort of pre-planning mission, because this is a corporate high security building. So you all are going to have to figure out how you're going to get into this, how you're going to search the building, what your plan of attack is, and then we're just going to go wild from there. So the scene opens up. Again, there is sort of one of the old bad fold out like card tables that were very prevalent in the 80s with that green top to them that was very, very always faded. The one leg comes from the factory too short, so it's always wobbling back and forth. And around it in a semicircle, because the camera has to be able to view all 5 people, so we don't use this half of the table. But we have Trixie, Slick, Barry, Moose, and G-Man. And the 5 of you all sitting planning how you're going to get into Corporate Inc.
All right, so G-Man's not sitting at the table. I'm actually standing with my right foot on the seat of my chair, kind of leaning over like with my elbow on my knee.
A la Captain Morgan?
Yes. I have khakis on, no socks, loafers, a white jacket with a T-shirt underneath, and I'm wearing sunglasses even though it's inside.
It was very bright in the 80s, even at night.
A lot of neon going on.
Lots of neon,
Lots of neon.
There's actually a neon reflected in my sunglasses at all times, no matter what's going on.
Moose is actually going to be sitting a few feet away from the table, but he's going to have his heels up on the edge of the table, leaning back in his chair with he's got to have the classic green BTUs. He's going to have a hat on that's got teeth ringing the top of it, like a cowboy style hat, and he's going to have a army vest on, no shirt, with his dog tags hanging down, and he's smoking a big old cigar, and he's just begins with, I don't care how we get in, I'm just going to blow it up at the end.
That's foreshadowing in the 80s, by the way.
Barry will be sitting on the edge of the table with his quote-unquote laptop that takes up half the room as a computer. And he
has a 13-inch black and white monitor.
Yeah, with like the little green DOS mode.
Yeah.
And he's like, boss, I think we can get in if we just, if we hack the front door, I can take the security down.
So Slick will be sitting at the table with his, he's got a coffee cup in one hand, and he's in the other hand, he's pouring Irish whiskey into it. He's wearing a bowler. He also has sunglasses on, but because he's hungover, and he's got a suit on with the tie. It's not a suit so much; it's just that that one jacket with the rolled up sleeves, and kind of the tie that's kind of pulled down.
Trixie's actually not at the table. She is in the foreground, popping off a classic Coke bottle, drinking a Coke, product placement. She's got her, she's smacking gum. She's got her side ponytail, electric blue tank top with her jean jacket kind of hanging down a little bit, and pleather pants. Because the 80s.
So much pleather. So much pleather.
Anybody else getting the immediate A-team +1 to this?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make
Plus
sure
annoying.
it wasn't me.
There will be a lot of gunfire and 0 injuries, yes.
All right, Barry. Why don't you walk us through this plan of yours again? Make sure we're all on takes off his sunglasses, same page.
Well, boss, what we've scouted out is that they got trip laser wires in the front entrance, along with turrets and security cameras and ninjas. But I believe that I can take down the system so that it'll all go offline and we can easily sneak in through the front door. They'll never expect it.
And if you can't do that, I'll just blow it up.
Moose?
Yeah,
I like
boss.
that attitude.
Not going to be a problem. We'll have that attitude the entire time.
Fantastic. Trixie, you okay over there?
Yeah, boss. I don't care where you guys going. I'm going this time. You're taking me. I'm not going to be stuck at home again watching security cameras.
Of course not, Trixie. I'll look at everyone else. We all nod. We all know.
So what time does this plan actually kick off?
I'll look at my swatch. It's 8:45 in the morning now. I think 9:15.
All right, let's tell Trixie it's 10.
Excellent. Slick, you ready to go?
Hi, boss. I just gotta finish my coffee. I'll be good to go.
The only one type of Irishman in the 80s, the drunk cop. It's drunk cop and retired drunk cop. But yes, up on the screen, bam, it goes black and flashes 30 minutes later.
We can't have a montage of all of us like tightening our
we gotta-
boots and putting like knives and grenades in our pocket. Well, Moose puts a knife and a grenade in a pocket.
They need
A rocket. He's got a
The
rocket
same
in his
pocket?
back
The
pocket.
same pocket?
No, different pockets. He's probably got 50 or so pockets, each with a one single bullet, one shell here, a grenade there.
Can we terribly hum the A-Team song without you getting sued, Michael? Dun, 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 dun. We just got to put a couple extra
There you go,
notes.
there you go.
Right?
it's dun-na-na-na-na.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah,
Not
see?
dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah. We need that montage because Trixie obviously needs time to sneak in the black unmarked van.
Okay, so we're doing the montage. Okay, Moose, you're loading up all of your gear. Slick McGee is just trying to stay upright from his hangover while all of this action is moving like at semi-fast pace, but you're slightly slowed down. Trixie keeps doing the head popping up from nowhere just to look out and make sure that she's not seen.
Accooting from the side of the screen and then from the top of the
Yeah.
screen.
Yes.
From one of the corners.
I continue to look at the schematics of the building and the various buildings around it, and I have these little like helicopter like toys that I'm placing, but then I just gotta get busy playing with the toys. So I'm spending 28 of my 30 minutes like.
For Barry, while this is all going on, in between each person, he loads the virus to shut it down and just says processing. So it'll show Moose getting ready, and then it says processing 1%. It'll show Slick getting ready, processing 2%.
And then we hit 30 minutes later.
30 minutes later.
The van, what are y'all driving?
Oh, it's a black nondescript van
Yeah.
with a red stripe that goes up the back and a what's
I
that?
feel like we should have a blue stripe on top of it, an inverted spoiler.
Perfect. That's why we keep around, Slick.
I do my part.
Slick came up with the inverted spoiler. It hasn't caught on yet. I'm not quite sure why, but it's one day.
It helps us with our turning. You know, when we corner power brake around, and instead of keeping the wheels down, it kind of lifts them up a little bit so we can whip the van around.
We find out why we call him Slick because he's now driving.
So you all pull up in front of the building, and there is the Corporate Inc. building. It is all black, small windows going all the way up, and you just sort of your vision just keeps going up and up and up as the building has been terribly CGI copy pasted to seem to go up into infinity, up until it reaches into the clouds at somewhere above, and there's some giant neon sign on the top that no one's ever seen because it's above the cloud layer, but there's just sort of this glow from the top. I just expect there to be a gargoyle or something sort of circling, but there's the random crashes of lightning. You see the front door, you see all of the lasers, which are clearly visible at all times because they're 80s lasers, going up and down. You see the turrets on the side of the building. They're still going. A cat goes down the alley and it aims at the cat, but we're trying to keep our rating good for the movie for wide release, so it doesn't shoot the cat. But
No animals
threat
were
was
harmed
there.
in the making of this RPG.
yes, and then you see
a little
two
to say
two
that.
figures walk out. Two figures walk out of the front door that are dressed in full-on ninja garb, just katanas and throwing stars tucked in their belts, and they just walk out. They bow at each other and then walk back in.
So that's when Trixie decides to pop up this time in the back of the van going, so how are we getting in there?
Christ, these ladies! He throws his new coffee all over the dashboard.
We have the scene from like mid van, and it's me pulling off my glasses and turning around, but then it cuts, and I pull off my glasses again because we got the editing wrong on that.
Yep.
Damn it, Trixie! What are you doing here?
Well, you didn't think I was going to stay home, did you? Look at all this fun stuff.
You're supposed to do what you're told.
But piece of cake, right?
Boss, I don't think anybody actually told her to stay home.
Did you not tell her to stay home?
I was too busy loading up on
God damn it,
grenades.
Moose!
Pops up on the screen 30 minutes ago. It goes to Michael going, I need to tell someone not to invite Trixie.
Yeah.
Back to present.
Yeah, I thought you guys
right.
said 8, but it may have been 10. I don't know. I was in that van a long time waiting.
All right, Slick, you're in charge of Trixie. Keep her safe.
I'll
Okay.
keep.
Glad it's not me. And Moose will open the hatch on the top of the van, and he will like struggle to get his shoulders out of the hatch, and he'll kind of reach up and extend his arms, and then he'll take out his binoculars and look all the way up and up and up, and he'll keep looking up, and then he'll just pan back down and shake his head. I should have brought more grenades.
All right, I'll take my sunglasses and stuff on my coat pocket, and every time you see me, I'll have new ones on somehow. All right, Barry,
I got this,
you're
boss.
up first.
98% loaded.
All right, so you're going to try and hack the security system.
Yes,
Do you have an appropriate skill?
I do.
What?
It's called Hack the System.
Give me a hack the system tear. This will be
So
our
when are we
first-
going to get out and fight some ninja butt? I got to figure out whose sister I am. Who's the youngest one here?
Actually, I like
Yeah,
to think that
I was
maybe
thinking Barry.
no, you're the sister of the guy who died on our last mission.
Oh, and like you guys have adopted me.
That's right.
Oh, I'm the sister that you guys never wanted.
Yes.
Well, if all goes according to plan, we wouldn't have to go in.
Oh, but we're going to kick some ninja butt, right?
Ah, of course.
We are comparing to the terror template.
Yes, and that is a successful tear. Okay, so what happens?
So you see all the laser lights, because there's like a million of them, all go down. The turrets targeting the cat all face towards the ground. The ninjas looking at each other fall to the ground.
Robot ninjas.
Robot ninjas.
Aww.
I told you, boss, I got it.
Don't disarm everything. I gotta have something to blow up later.
Whoa, guys. They got robot ninjas? I'm going back to the shop.
So, in front of you now is a dead scene. There's the front door. The turrets aren't moving. The lasers are gone. And the ninjas are prone.
All right, Slick, you're up.
All right, Trixie, let's go.
Yeah.
So,
Step out of the... You said she's got to stay with me.
I said you're in charge of her, not that she has to stay with you.
Well, I didn't get that. Let's go. So we'll all right. So when you approach the front door, you gotta be slick and smooth, like.
I use my rock and roll skateboard to skate through the front door.
do you have an
like
appropriate skill?
I literally have something called rock and roll skateboard
Give
that
me,
plays obviously 80s metal when I ride it.
give me a rock and roll skateboard.
We have like
tear.
terrible B-roll of a skateboard, like doing the same trick over and over again every time she gets on her skateboard.
She gets on and automatically ollies.
Yes, every single time.
To a grind, and then it's just, you know, back
Describe
up
for me
to
what
it.
happens, Trixie.
All right, so we get out of the van, and you're kind of, I guess, like, kind of seeing how we're getting through. I, like, flip out this awesome, heavily graffitied skateboard, throw it down, and ride it straight through the front doors. Down with the man.
But they're revolving doors, so you can
Yeah,
just go right
exactly.
through, right?
And I come
You're
right
not going to
back
go
out.
right through the glass.
No, I get in the revolving door, and it shoots me back out.
Oh, okay.
Great job, Trixie. What'd you find?
Oh, I didn't see anything.
You went in and you didn't see nothing?
No, I rocketed straight out. That's what you get when the rock and roll skateboard. It just...
Okay, so the five of you are still outside.
So as she goes into the revolving door for the few seconds before she comes out, I'll look at Barry and Moose and say, I hope we never have to tell her what really happened to her brother. Wait, she's back. Shh. Everyone play cool, guys. Play cool.
And like I like trip and fall and slate down on my face and like get up and play it cool. Shrug on my jacket. All right, so we doing this, guys, or what? Going in, right?
Let's go, team.
So are all five of you walking through the front door?
Yeah, I guess
At
so.
one time, and we'll all get stuck on the shoulders
Oh, yeah.
through the door.
Okay, you all push through a needlessly difficult task of getting through this revolving door that literally thousands of people walk through every single day. But you walk through, and there
You
is
mean thousands of ninja robots.
a receptionist behind the desk who looks a little confused because you all aren't dressed in the normal attire of someone that would be entering Corporate Inc. But she, greetings, gentleman and lady. How may I help you?
Yo. Did they
This
say
is
that?
good. Oh, this is
Good morning,
slick.
lass. How are you today? Kind of grabs his vest and kind of strugs it up a little bit.
I'm doing fine, and she's getting a little more like as she takes in like the obvious amount of weapons that are on certain people. Do you all have passes for being allowed in here?
Moose takes out
absolutely.
a shotgun.
No, you don't need that.
Not yet?
No, later.
Too soon.
We're here part of the extermination company. Corporate exterminations, in fact. Hand you my card.
Yeah,
you
now
have
Moose takes
an
out his
appropriate
shotgun.
skill?
I do. It's called Luck of the Irish.
Give me a Luck of the Irish tear. That's a good skill to have.
Oh, it might be tiny.
That might be too small.
That's what she said.
Nope, that is a tearing faux pas. So he made a tear that did not completely cover the template, so he must make another Luck of the Irish tear.
Oh, got it. Keep going.
I'm sure
That's
that
obviously-
covers, easily.
Now, at this point, Moose will walk up next to you, and he will pull out his shotgun and cock it and say, "This is my extermination tool."
Oh, that perfectly makes sense for all of the giant were-rats that we have going around. Yes, and I remember McGee Exterminating Company. You have the little jingles that are on the radio all the time. How do those jingles go?
I do with me geek extermination. It's the best you can get from the Irish.
Catchy.
Whoa.
It's okay. I'm Irish. That's fine. I can do that.
Okay. And she reaches into a drawer and she pulls out 5 badges, and she hands one to each of you. Badge. That are guest badges. Now be careful. These only allow you into certain areas to complete your extermination. So
Are you aware of how fast were-rat extermination infestations grow?
I assume that's why he has the gun.
Right, but if they've gotten to another area where we can't get, we won't be able to complete the job.
Listen, I can only clear you for so much. I mean, I believe fully in supporting the Irish and all, but I can only support you so much. So here's the passes. It'll get you into the first 2 levels of the basement, as well as the top 168 floors of the building. But that's it. That's only about 25%. So I hope that will be enough. We're pretty sure the were-rats are contained somewhere within those 168 floors.
All right, guys, you heard the last. Let's get to it.
Okay, so beyond her, there's a bank of elevators.
Boss, do we go to the top and come down, or do we go up?
I think we should start in the sub-basement and work our way up.
All right.
Okay, so you all
Plan C.
get in an elevator. You see there's just ridiculous buttons everywhere. I mean, they go up, and you clearly see where they ran out of room towards the ceiling. So then they just sort of curved it to the right, and you went about halfway around. There are 8 sub-basement levels.
All right.
So essentially, this is like the Willy Wonka of elevators.
So while we're in the elevator and we're just like looking at all the buttons, I'll hand Barry my badge and be like, "You can make this work anywhere, right?"
I'll need about 8 hours to reprogram it, boss.
We have 15 minutes.
15 minutes later.
3% process. I whip out my... Oh, man. I just realized, like, how many other skills I should have put on my character sheet now. Getting into this.
All right. So can you make that happen?
You're going to try and hack the elevator? Do you have an appropriate skill?
I mean, I could use another hack the system.
You're welcome to, as long as you still have some on your sheet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I still got it.
Because we're also going to need you to hack into the system to figure out where this thing is, too. So we need some of that left.
Keep in mind, boss, I'm also combat ready.
Well, I'm sure there'll be more robot ninjas ahead.
All right.
Not for you, Trixie.
But I can use some of my kung fu
All right, you hack into the elevator.
that obviously my brother taught me before he disappeared.
We told you what happened with him. Let's
Terrible.
don't bring it up. It's terrible. Terrible accident.
Moving on.
Yep.
So you put the card key in, and suddenly now, instead of just the 168 floors and 2 basement floors that light up, they all light up for you to press.
So it's like the entire elevator, just nothing but buttons.
No, it just goes up and then hangs to the right and goes down about 2.5 walls.
It's like a DDR machine.
Good job, Barry.
No one knows what that is.
All right. So now, Moose, you've done the reconnaissance.
I know the songs from
Which
that
floor do
machine.
we need to go to?
Let's see, 80s. We need to go to 80.
80.
You did not need to hack the elevator to get to 80.
but we might to get away
Wait.
later.
What a waste
Wait.
of my skills.
My master of disguise said 180. I'm sorry, I forgot to carry the 2.
I look at Trixie.
New math.
Yeah. All right. I'll scan looking for 180.
Yes, and you see the 180 button,
I press it.
and it's well worn as you press it. And the elevator climbs and climbs and climbs.
So what music are we listening to in this elevator?
Good question. What music is playing on the elevator?
It's got to be 60s music because it's always,
Okay, and then you finally, after several copy paste repeat of elevators scrolling up sides of the building, that clearly, like, they weren't all the same building. Like, again, just terrible taken stock footage. You get to the 180th floor.
I like to think that in no way the elevators actually work, that the doors start to open before we actually get all the way up. So we kind of have like this, the A-team picture as we just sort of rise into frame. We're all side by side.
Yes, I love it.
I'm behind all of you.
Except you're behind
No one
everyone.
can see me.
You rise into the frame. The doors are open. There's a little bit of smoke coming out, presumably from the cigar.
As we all step off of the elevator, a grenade falls out of my pocket and rolls in, and it blows up the elevator behind us as we step out, completely unaffected. But just that there's a cool big explosion behind us in the background.
Boom! Yes, massive explosion. You all are striking poses, whichever are most appropriate.
Good job, Moose. You've disabled the elevator so no one else can get up here to us.
Can I use a skill for that?
You have an appropriate skill.
Slow walk from explosion.
Yes, absolutely.
So now our movie gets like an awesome slow-mo
Oh, that was way
Oh,
too
yeah,
much.
plenty. Okay, yeah, so you have the perfect slow-mo montage walk-away action scene.
There has to be doves.
And it doves and everything. And it pans.
Doves? No,
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay,
Not yet.
sorry.
The slow-mo action scene as you walking away pans slightly to the right, and you see there's a tall, thin, leggy woman that sort of sees the 5 of you and then immediately darts up the stairs. But the camera then pans to the left, and there is 180 ninjas that have been standing there watching this whole thing, throwing stars at the ready, and just a wall of throwing stars now comes flying at the 5 of you all. What skills do you have to evade the throwing stars?
Oh my gosh, I have so much.
I'm going to use never tell me the odds.
Give me a never tell me the odds tear, sir.
Oh, by the way, premature slow-mo doves is going to be a skill later.
I was figured
Yeah.
doves at the end and like
Yeah.
warbird in the beginning.
Okay.
Okay, so what happens with your skill to protect you?
Essentially, they all miss.
Okay.
Like there's 100 shuriken coming at me, and they just I'll put up my glasses, and one of them will just barely bounce off one of my sunglasses, but otherwise I'm completely unaffected.
The other 4 of you, wall of shurikens flying at you.
I got something for this.
Oh, I got some for this too.
It's called Take a Punch to the Face. So a ninja star comes right at me. Hold on, I'll tear this real quick. A ninja star comes right at me, hits me square in the jaw, except it looks like I got hit by a boxer instead. It didn't like pierce or anything. I'm just like,
It hits you flat on the face instead of
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
corner.
Yeah, it hits me flat and just like and slobber going out.
All right. What else we got?
I've got Boombox of Doom. So I hold my boombox up high and I turn the bass up, and the reverberations of it are going to stop the shurikens in place
Give me a tear
and just fall at my feet.
of a boombox of doom.
Yeah.
After that happens, it completely transforms into a 40-foot robot.
Okay, so another big swath of the shurikens get blasted down by the reverberating bass of the
Oh, and as I hold the boombox high, just suddenly sunglasses appear. Just
sunglasses
somehow.
for everyone.
Yes.
Yep.
We still have them flying at McGee.
McGee, fortunately for McGee, physics does not apply to him.
So what was the skill that you tore, sir?
Physics don't apply.
How silly of me.
I should have known.
So what happens? What happens specifically?
He just catches it.
All of them?
Yeah, he kind of like pulls his jacket open and just kind of grabs him.
Lastly, Moose will go big or go home to start with, and he will use his commando full barrel rocket launcher and blast the remaining rest of them out of the air.
Okay, because none of yes. So you're going to literally just rocket launch the rest of the shurikens out of the air.
Yeah, and if any get through to the robot ninjas, let's go for it.
Okay, let's make the tear. You're good.
Oh, that was close.
Close.
So
Okay, so boom, another massive explosion. Shurikens have been caught, they have been deflected, some have just missed, and some have been boomboxed. and the explosion settles, and the ninjas are standing there. Clearly a gasp, but you actually can't see it because they're wearing the masks over their faces, but it's implied by the sharp camera angles and the dun, dun, dun music that's played as it does each cut of the frame. The first line of them draw their katanas, and they run at you. What are you going to do to handle these ninjas?
Well, first we have to have obviously the eye pans of them and the eye pans of us and the eye pans of them and eye pans of us, and as it goes faster and faster, and we spread.
And
The,
sometimes we have
the eyes
glasses
get
on.
narrower, narrower.
Yeah, but sometimes we have glasses on, and sometimes we don't.
What do you have? You have a wave of ninjas running at you with katanas.
Stop!
If you say the name of love.
Why are you attacking us? We are not your enemies. We're on your side.
They look back and forth. We're ninjas.
Yes, but you work for us. We are part of Corporate Inc. Did you not get the memo that today was a training day?
And they're sort of scratching their head. Do you have an appropriate skill to convince them?
I have motivational speaker. And I'm trying to motivate them to not kill us.
Absolutely. Give it to me. Bold strategy with the middle tears.
You like that?
You're good.
Yeah.
Close but good. Got it.
Yes.
So you give me the whole thing. Give me the whole speech.
We're part of Corporate Inc. This is a test. You've done great so far. Now you need to go to the sub-basement 2 and look for some giant rats. Because it's really important that they all die today.
Yeah, and you see them like congratulating each other for passing.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Good job.
And as a matter of fact, we even brought these badges for you guys to have.
Yeah.
Actually, you need to kill the secretary on the way out because she failed at her job.
And you see two guys just not deep bow in the corner, and then just boom, phantom. There's the one that comes up to you after the speech and is like clearly the brown nosing ninja, and he's it was such a good speech, such a good speech. Here's my there's no LinkedIn. Wait, shit. Yeah. What do people do to network then?
Yeah.
Business cards.
Business cards.
Ooh,
or beeper number.
Oh, yes. He gives you his
Rolodex.
beeper number.
Yeah.
Yes, pulls a thing from his Rolodex to give you all his contact information.
I have a wallet specifically for business cards.
Absolutely. And you see the other, so 2 ninjas have left. The other 177 have been slowly just piling into where the elevator was, and they're just clearly like walking and falling.
Like lemmings.
Yes, just going, and then after he's done his thing, he walks down too.
Great job, you guys. All right. I'm looking for like on the wall. It has like the all the different rooms and like addresses. There's a word for that. I can't think of it right now.
Sure.
Like
Directory?
A directory.
Where it says you are here.
Yes, I'm looking at that. The kiosk, the directory. I'm looking
There's a
for
picture of us. It says you are here.
any, and it's actually us. It's like meeples. It's like your hat's all backwards. All right, so I'm looking for a double L name on the directory.
Okay. Yes, and you go through, and there's only one in the ridiculously long list of people. Actually, no, it's because they were completely inconsistent. It's a short list. There's like 23 names on this list. But yes, there is a Luis Lane who is on the 236th floor.
Boss, is this the one you're looking for?
Damn it, we got off on the wrong floor.
Guess we have to take the stairs.
We got to hoof it up 56 flights of stairs. 30 minutes later.
30 minutes later, the 5 of you get to the top of the stairs, just completely beat, exhausted.
I think Trixie is riding Moose's shoulders.
Probably. And he's probably making fun of everybody else. God damn it, didn't you guys do your PT this morning?
Yeah, I did it right here.
As you all pile into the hallway, and then right next to you hear a ding, and then someone gets off the elevator because there's an entire bank of elevators. But
that was mentioned.
That's on you, boss.
We all just share a look.
We do the look to the camera. Thank you, guys.
But yes, there is a sea of cubicles out in front of you on this level. There's hundreds of people that are working, and you know that the cubicle 23F is where Luis Lane is.
All right, guys, I think you all know what we need to do here. Alpha, Delta, Gamma protocol, go.
Alpha, Delta, Gamma.
Now, which one was that specifically?
Did I program that?
Guys, did you not read your manual?
There's a manual?
Alex,
I missed orientation.
Moose
Oh,
reaches
you
in his
mean-
pocket and pulls out a manual, but it just happens to be to like a fighter jet. I don't think this is the right one. This is what I had last time I was on the John.
It's like product placement for the toy action figures for all of us.
It's okay, guys. I got this. I'm gonna use my rock and roll skateboard, and I'm gonna skate past all of the cubicles, which obviously is going to throw up all of the paperwork. All of the papers just go flying, creating chaos. So you guys can obviously get to where you need to go.
And again, as soon as you do that, it cuts to an outside shot at a skate park. You on your skateboard doing your ollie to start with.
Yeah.
Okay, as paperwork flies everywhere, rock and mural music is playing. There is just utter chaos, and people are running around trying to. No, there's no skateboarding in here, and there's definitely no rock and roll. And they point to the sign that says no rock and roll. But yes, there has been a massive distraction that has gone on.
Excellent.
You guys can't stop me.
I want to pull out my rubber chicken and smack the person that said that and says, "You're right. It doesn't say rock and roll. It says sex, drugs, and rock and roll."
Is that a skill?
Rubber chicken is a skill.
In my entire GM career, I didn't think I was ever going to say this, but make me a rubber chicken tear.
It's probably the one piece of weaponry I have on me that's, non-lethal.
Oh, that was a good tear, sir. Good tear. Okay.
You didn't even check it to the.
It's clearly big enough. Because this game is a stickler for rules, yes. So yes, you smack the lady, she goes down just in a,
What's wrong with you?
and she's down on the ground. No one's paying attention now to the four of you. They are all trying to get Trixie, and one lady is rubbing her face like, why did this happen? This is what happens when you let rock and roll indoors.
It's got the
My
imprint of
horoscope
a
makes
gobbler.
sense now.
The gobbler imprint is on her cheek.
All right, so while this is happening, G-Man will skirt the edges of the cubicles looking for our double L.
Ah, yes, and you see the cubicle, whatever number and letter cubicle I said earlier.
I'll edit it back in again.
That one.
23F.
26F, 29G, whatever it was.
Bingo.
Yes, and you get to the cubicle, but no one's there. But there's a note that is sitting on the keyboard.
I will pull off my sunglasses and hold up the note.
And as soon as you pick it up, all of a sudden there is a little metal device underneath that starts releasing a gas into the room. You breathe in a little bit of it, and your eyelids start getting heavy. What do you have that will defend you against sleep gas?
The check is in the mail. I can put off today something that I will do then tomorrow. So this will not affect me for 24 hours.
Okay.
Procrastination saves the day.
So you literally breathe in the entirety of the sleeping gas. And it's just like, tomorrow's going to be rough.
24 hours later.
24 hours later. That was a good mission, guys. Good mission.
All right.
Okay.
So what does the note say?
The note says,
Do not lift me. There's gas underneath the note.
This is a trap.
This is a trap.
no, the note says, if you are crafty enough to still be reading this, then you are the ones who are trying to get me out of here. You must find me in basement sublevel 3.
Oh, that's just below the were-rats.
And all those ninjas we sent there.
And the ninjas.
You mean the
Please.
dead were-rats?
This facility is well defended. Keep yourselves discreet, as I know you will.
Okay, now clearly this note is actually coded, and that's not what it says. It means something different.
And clearly she doesn't know us if she says be discreet.
Be discreet.
Yeah, you have to like hold it up to the light or put a candle. Yeah.
Yeah. My sunglasses. I'll put on the
Sunglasses.
sunglasses, and now I can read the actual note that just says,
Because it shows up in neon.
I'm right behind you.
All right. So chaos is still going on. Trixie is still going
I'm
around
gone.
the room. There's office people that are swatting at her. There is.
Gas is
gas.
really.
Ooh, rough. G-Man, what's our plan?
All right, I will give the Alpha Delta Gamma protocol summons. It's a chicken cluck. That everyone knows to regroup, and I will fill them in that we have our double L. She's in sub basement 3. Let's go to one of the working elevators. Take it down.
I wasn't aware of this protocol, so I'm still just skating around, like
as you're-
dodging women.
We get your attention.
As you're summoning all of us, we're actually just right behind you the whole time.
You think we should tell him we're right there?
No, just let him wait.
Just let him go.
Eventually, he might start flapping his arms.
Oh yeah, I wanna see that.
Plus, he really needs this right
That's
now.
that's relevant in this era, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, chicken dance.
Slick, get Trixie.
All right. He'll
Yeah, what skill do you have to get the attention of a running amok Trixie?
Who's blaring 80s rock?
We have reassembled. Okay, the group. You were doing the chill. I'm sorry.
He's gonna chill out because I'm still like rocking around, dodging these women in their business suits.
With the shoulder pads.
Yeah. Oh,
Huge
suits,
shoulder
yeah.
pads.
Heavy makeup.
Who convinced the world of that one?
They'll have that really tight ponytail up on the top of their head.
It's hot.
80s hot.
It's corporate.
80s hot, yes, which is really a large
so actually,
sliding scale.
That's what's playing from my skateboard is Addicted to Love. Oh, might as well face it, you're addicted to
we do
love.
not have
Madonna's
got to
come on one of
that.
one of these
yeah.
times.
Oh, yeah. I'm saving
Maybe
her.
that's the big ending song that we saved half
Yes.
the budget for.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Just like
thinking
a
as we
prayer.
go like lower in the women's attire becomes slightly different, and eventually, like toward the end, it's going to have the Madonna comb bra.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Irish lucky.
Chill out.
So yeah, that's right. So Slick is gonna break into a really dour pub song, about lost years in the homeland and friends long gone and whatnot. He's gonna entirely just bring the entire room down. At least that's the plan, anyway.
Potato
see.
famine. And
Potato tequila. That's what he puts in
Yeah.
his coffee.
Okay, yeah. So you tell the tales of the homeland and of the potato famine, and it turns out that 100% of the people on this floor are Irish, and every one of their parents is just off the boat.
Even Moose is almost come to tears, but he stops for a second and he takes in a deep breath and sucks the tear back in. Not yet.
No. So yes, everyone just chills out a little bit, and they all just start grabbing their papers. They start putting their ponytails back in proper order, fixing their suits and their shoulder pads, making sure that everything's order. There's no more rock and roll, so the world
Rock
is
and roll
right.
is dead.
And they all sort of in unison say it's good to work for Fred, and then they sort of return to their cubicles.
And that's when I stand up, pop my gum, and skate out of there. But I do a sick flip at the end just to let them know, yeah,
but
you're
again,
lucky.
It cuts to the outside
yeah.
skate park where they do that.
You're
sick
lucky.
Whatever, man.
Okay, so you all return to the elevator banks.
Yes.
You look at the elevators, you look at the stairs. You look at the elevators, you look at the stairs. What decision is made here?
flip. I'm hitting sub basement 3 button.
Okay, so you enter the elevator, you hit sub basement 3, and it goes access denied because the elevator that you hacked, you blew up with a rocket launcher.
Barry,
But don't our cards get us down there?
we
Which
gave
we
our
gave
cards
our
to the
cards
ninja.
I kept mine. I didn't give my card.
No, remember your cards only allow you access to sub basement 2.
Oh, yeah.
We'll go to sub basement 2 and then we'll take the stairs.
That sounds a lot
That's
better.
actually a really good idea.
I'm like, should I turn my sheet? No, that's a much better idea.
So then I'll hit sub basement 2.
So the elevator
I
goes.
feel like the audience, if they're watching this movie, would have this moment of they're going to do something awesome. Oh yeah, no, they take the stairs. Yeah, halfway down. That makes sense.
So you go down to sub basement 2. It opens. That's clearly just extra storage, and then you walk around and you're doing the looking for what security that they have.
We roll out Delta Force, one person comes out looking
Yeah.
side to side, and the next person comes out side to side.
And
I just roll forward into nothing and keep rolling until I get behind something.
don't steal my
We're
bit.
all Captain Kirking.
Yes. Perfect.
And then you get through the steps into sub-basement 3, and you bust through the door and go, oh, there really was no security. Anyone could do this. There is not a single check to prevent this.
Well, I mean,
Wonder what happened to all the
ninjas?
ninjas
Yeah.
that we sent down
Maybe the
here.
were-rats got them.
There are
Maybe-
no ninjas that you saw in sub-basement 2.
Maybe they fused with them and now they're like robot ninja
Maybe
were-rats.
there are a pile of bodies at the end of the
Oh, that's
elevator
right.
shaft, but we all can put theories out if we want.
Oh, that's right. They did kind of fall
They
through.
lemminged out.
But yes, you're down at sub-basement 3, and it's very dark. There's no lights down here. Like, were never installed any
I'll
lights.
take my sunglasses and hit the button on top so I can actually see. I have night vision.
Do you have
goggles.
an appropriate skill for that?
Never tell me the odds, because the chances of me having that's really slim.
Oh, that's too far of a
Stretch.
stretch. Who else has something to help in this situation?
I've got nothing.
Or even to help Michael in this situation.
Oh, well, here we go. I know a guy. I know a guy. He totally created those
Do you have a
glasses.
skill for that?
Yeah, I know a guy. That's what it's called. I know a guy. He created those amazing sunglasses or night vision. goggles.
Okay, give me an I know a guy's tear.
That's the G from the.
You're good. Okay. So yeah, we do a quick flashback to presumably his birthday party, the G-Man's birthday party, and he's got old sunglasses that have been just, beat to death. They're old, they're ratty, and then you knew a guy
Yeah.
because he likes wearing sunglasses at night.
I'm much younger myself. My brother's still there. You know, he's in the background.
Yeah.
This flashback, but I'm like,
But he's looking at everybody with this weird kind of look.
and I'm like, G-Man, look, I've had these made for you.
Trixie, that's awesome. And I'll pat you on the head
Yeah.
and rub your head.
Oh, thanks, G-Man.
Yes. So now you hit him, Phew. And no one else can see, but you can see.
I will narrate.
I love that and our flashback obviously had the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Oh, yeah.
The annoying flashback. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
As you can look around the room and you see it's once again storage, but it's a bunch of old like marketing props and marketing banners that are just hung sort of everywhere, sort of like any family-friendly chase scene where you run through the laundry that's hung up on the sheets. Like all the banners are like that, where they're sort of blocking vision to the rest of the room. But they all say stuff like, it's great to work for Fred, or Fred is the best boss. It's all this sort of material. But the room seems relatively empty, although suddenly you see something scurry, and one of the stands of this random white dude falls down, one of like the cardboard standees.
What was that?
Might be were-rats.
No, it's like a mannequin or something.
Yeah, they said were-rats weren't down here because we didn't have access.
But the were-rats might.
Yeah, those stairs were really easy to get through. I
Guys,
didn't think there was a door.
guys, I think I read this in my Goosebumps books once.
And it's weird that the doors actually had like a doggy door on them too, so you could go in and it's weird. Louise
Lane.
Louise Lane.
Okay.
We're here to rescue you.
Another stand, one of the banners falls to the ground, and there stands a woman, tall and leggy, the one you saw before, and she's holding a gun. She's pointing at you. Identify yourselves.
It's me. It's G-Man.
The G-Man. And she drops her gun, and the light music starts, and the room has illuminated now as she's doing the slow-mo run up towards G-Man, and he's running back, and they're just about to meet, and they come to a firm stop and have a handshake.
I was gonna say, I wonder if they realize the rest of us are here watching this. Like,
Well, it's dark.
this
You
is
can't
going
see.
to be quite odd in a second.
Let him have this. He needs it.
She is wearing matching night vision sunglasses. Thank God you came. I was worried that my trap was going to be too sophisticated, but I knew a cunning man like you would be able to just. Hopefully, it did not bring you any harm.
No, I am completely fine.
For now.
There's like a twitch. but you're only half the mission. We also have to get the mind control device.
Yes, and to
I
get
put my hand on her shoulder pad.
it's very spongy.
It's very spongy.
Very spongy.
Oh, does she have like? Oh, she's the blonde woman in the red dress. That's like the real big 80s
Absolutely,
hair.
of course
yeah.
she is. Of course she is. Yep. We have a problem though.
That's fine. We're problem solvers.
And she, all right, we said we're going to
Problem
risque.
makers.
She pulls up her dress, like showing way too much leg. And
My
you
eyes
see-
are covered by one of you guys.
My sunglasses go up.
Moose's cigar falls out of his mouth.
You see that there is a scar on the inside of her leg. They have implanted a tracking device. I cannot leave. And if they know that I'm meeting with you, they're going to send the real security.
I'm sure Moose can take care of that
Moose.
tracking
But
device.
that shouldn't matter. I can stay here. That's no problem. Even if it means giving up my dreams of being a journalist on the West Coast. I will stay here. I will stay here. And I will give up those dreams. Just like my mother was an investigatory journalist on the West Coast.
Didn't you always want to go to Metropolitan City?
Metropolitan City, yes. My whole extended family is from Metropolitan City. Never got to see it. Never got out of this building. But that's okay, because I'll stay here for the mission. No chance of me getting out of here
Well,
to
good.
get to Metropolitan City.
Well, if you want to take the trip by train and you need one less leg, I got a rocket launcher that'll take that tracking chip out.
Who said that? She looks
It's
around.
really dark.
It's
There's
a
lots of
bird.
banners.
It's a plane. It's Moose.
Moose.
And in the back, you can hear this as like the proton pack kind of firing up, the rocket launchers powering up.
But and I don't know, I was unable to find out what the secret mind control project was, but they are clearly using it on the people in this building. I know where it is, but I don't know what it is.
Get us to it, and we'll figure that
How
part
do we
out.
know we can trust this broad? They say broad, right?
And her head snaps around in just sassy woman to woman. There shouldn't be two women in this movie.
Well, she's got to be looking down because she's
she's looking down.
young.
I'm
yeah.
younger.
Oh yeah, and she's because all women were tall in the 80s too. They're all like 6
Oh yeah,
feet
she's
tall.
got the heels.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're smacking the bubble
I'm
gum.
snagging the gum. Just. How do we know that implant in your leg ain't one of them mind control things? You sure were quick to run away when the ninjas appeared.
They're ninjas.
Well, they were kind of ninjas.
I don't have a rocket launcher.
That is true. Or the boombox of doom.
Or the boombox of.
And physics apply to you.
Yeah.
Did my mission not specify about keeping a low profile and you bring the boombox of doom?
Hey, wait a second. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I did bring a rubber chicken.
Okay, so
We are
And
so
I'm not one to
high
listen-
profile
Yeah.
that we are become low profile.
I
not-
don't think that works, but
And I'm not one to listen to rules, lady.
you all did make it down to sub-basement 3, so clearly you're doing something right.
We did. So where do we need to go to find this mind control device?
Sub-basement F.
Wait, 3F?
No, just F.
Just that.
2, 3, 4. Okay.
But to get into sub-basement F, you must have a special key.
The card key.
No amount of hacking could possibly get you through that door.
That's okay, guys. I think I got this covered. I feel around and I want to find like a work truck or like a work van, and I want to redline the car through the wall.
Okay.
because it's sub basement F. It's not down below us. It's to the side, so we can go through a wall and get to sub basement F.
That's the great thing about this system. You make the tear and it happens, sir.
That's there's gonna be a whole lot of corner on that one.
Okay. So, describe. You just made a red line the car tear. Describe what happened. And you're in a basement, but go ahead.
We're in a basement, but it's sub basement 3. And we got to go to sub basement F. So, it's lateral, I figure. Moose he'll holster, probably the 3 guns that he's got, one under each arm and then, the one in his hand. And he'll feel around. He's looking for a vehicle, and he finds like a nondescript white van, similar to the one that we had. So he's vaguely familiar with it, and he'll jump in, just probably either break the window out of it, open up the door, hot wire it real quick, turn it on. We got headlights, so everybody can see.
My glasses off.
How did they get a truck down in the basement?
There's a cargo elevator right there.
Not my
You look through the
concern.
car elevator. There's clearly like light switch that's right there with a sign that says light switch.
That's how they actually get all the ninja in.
So now with the headlights on, I look around and like on the wall, there's markers like dotted lines, and it just says sub basement A. And then you go pan right, there's another cutout dotted line, sub basement B, and just follow the line, and it gets to F, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I, jump in the driver's seat.
Actually, I
Move
like
the
to think
car
that you
forward.
pick up the back of the van and you turn it manually.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
so that it's aimed correctly.
Oh, yeah, aim it correctly. Tell everybody to get in, and once everybody's in, I'm like, all right, let's go. And I just redline it right through the wall.
All right, so I think I'm going to stand outside the van.
Yeah.
Red line into
I'm going
the
to
wall.
watch it from outside.
They don't call me Moose for nothing.
All right, so it smashes through the wall. Okay. Debris crumbles, and Louise Lane turns. No, what have you done? As you smash through the wall, and it crumbles. And on the other side is another dark storage type room that you can't see much. They have wall security. It's been breached. He'll be coming, and you hear done. He'll be coming, done.
Who?
Who would he be?
And everyone done like the building shakes. And she kind of rolls her eyes.
Is it
He'll
the
be
Shredder?
coming.
And we were like, who?
Bam! And bust through the wall. It is a
Fred?
Possibly. It is a giant mechanoid Terminator type thing that has a ridiculously large particle cannon that clearly the majority of the budget has been spent rendering this person because he looks amazing for the time.
Yeah.
For the time. The movie won't hold up well to a modern audience, but for the time, he looks great. And his sort of red eyes start scanning the room. Quick, we have to go. And she points towards sub-basement F, which you've broken a hole through.
All right, I'm going to start running that way.
Is everyone running into sub-basement F?
Yeah.
Okay. You all run in just as the robot, you see it aims its giant cannon and fires this massive blast of energy that hits the wall behind you all, and it all crumbles back down, and now you're in sub-basement F, but you're trapped in sub-basement F. And you look around and it's quiet.
Turn my glasses back on.
Can I look for the light switch?
Yes, there is a light switch.
Turn my glasses off.
One always forgets the light switch. And you turn it on. And the first thing you notice as you look around, there's a couple of things you notice. One, the vehicle has been completely destroyed. There's no Louise Lane in the room with you.
No.
There's a giant metal door in front of you. All around the room is something none of you all have seen before, but it is very eerily. There is just wall after wall of what future people would know as motivational posters.
Ooh.
They are cats hanging from branches that say, hang in there, you can pull yourself up.
I want one.
Yes.
No, no one look at them. No one look at
You
them.
all, there is a mind control effect from these posters being applied to you. What do you have to resist?
I have nothing.
Because you're getting this strong urge that Fred's a really good guy.
Fred's kind of a really good guy, guys.
Don't read the words.
Regardless of what happens here, I'm going to roll one up and put it in my pocket for later.
Does
But
anyone
look-
have an ability to resist?
I think I might. So as the truck's gone, but as Moose is trying to get back to the group, he's going to accidentally trip over some of the rubble and fall, and it's going to trip the flamethrower that he's got in his backpack. And the comedy-style helpful oops is going to burn all of the posters off of the wall.
Give me a comedy-style helpful oops tear, sir.
That's like all of it.
Yeah, well.
It's a one-time use.
So yes, as everyone's infatuated, you trip, you fall, the flamethrower kicks on, the motivational posters burn down, and you all snap out of what was happening.
It takes a little bit more for me because I do have one in my back pocket. So Moose
That's the only one that doesn't burn.
Moose knows that.
No, what happens is one of the little shards,
Like embers.
embers, floats over and just lands right in his pocket and ignites it.
No, what I was thinking is that. So I'm still like mesmerized. So Moose notices that. So I take a punch to the face, and it takes a little bit extra to get me out of the trance.
Take a punch to the face, sir.
Barry, come on, Barry.
Great job, Moose.
I stand up to dust myself off and just backhand him while I'm doing it.
Bam.
Okay, and you all have snapped out of it. The posters are destroyed. Then the television screen pops on in the back room, and you see a dark shrouded man sitting in a chair. 4 ninjas on either side.
Is it one of those like kind of like not a flat screen TVs, but obviously?
Oh yeah,
big-
it's flickering.
Like a console.
Yeah. Despite the fact that this is a multi-trillion-dollar building, the TV is flickering.
I'm gonna do the manual
Yeah,
tracking.
do the
Manual tracking.
And the dark figure, do we have them? Do we have them? And then you get in there. Okay, all right, good. And then he sits back so that the darkness is back over him again to make sure lighting, and he checks his lighting. I see you have found my secret mind control device, but I have something of yours. And he motions a couple times. Get into shot. Come on, guys, get into shot. And two ninjas bring, and they have Louise Lane. And and they have her tied up in like the Scooby-Doo way, where it's clearly just like a slip knot in the front that, her arms aren't even bound, it's just a rope sort of going around her upper shoulders. Yes. We have Louise Lane. But it will not matter, as you will never get out of that basement. And while you may have destroyed my mind control posters, I can always make more. I will see your corpses once they have decomposed. He doesn't do a finger. We don't do that. Once they have decomposed, and Trixie will never learn the secret of what happened to her brother.
Dun, dun, dun.
What happened to my brother?
And the TV goes out.
And it says, to be continued.
Yeah.
And the lights go out. You all are standing there in the room, rubble on one side, metal door in front of you. You're in the vault, smoldering embers surround.
I need a can opener.
How many can openers do you want?
I want that door open.
Can the can opener be in the form of a rocket with a happy face on it?
I don't care about the details. I just want that door open.
All right. I will whip out my rocket launcher again, and I'll put 2 rockets into it with happy faces posted on the front of them.
Give me a tear of your rocket launcher, sir. What is your skill?
Commando 4-barrel rocket launcher.
Your Commando 4-barrel rocket launcher. Blow this door open.
You know what? We'll do since it's a 4-barrel, we'll do 2 eyes, a dot for a nose, and then an oddly shaped rocket for a mouth.
Actually, it has like a smaller rocket attached to it. So it's like a big rocket with a little rocket.
Or a trail of rockets around the bottom. Oh. That's going to be close.
Let's see. You got it. As close can get, but we got the tear.
And I still got some left.
Boom! You blow open. The front door explodes in metal fragment shards, because that's what happens when metal gets hit with explosions. Blows off of its hinges, and you're open. And you see the light that comes in. It's time to go face Fred. Someone though needs to. This is the rousing speech time. Someone needs to rally us back to all of our stories to do this fight.
I got this.
I was going to say G-Man is the
I do have motivational speaker.
G-Man is the motivational versus speaker there to see what kind of
Well, I'll be like, I'll step forward like, I got this, and then G-Man just like pushes me aside. Like, no, seriously, come on.
So I will put on my sunglasses once again so that I can dramatically take them off.
competitive world of motivational speaking.
We all came here from different points of life for different reasons. But we are now a team. Even you, Trixie. Even you. Slick, Barry, Moose, and G-Man. And you, Trixie. Not your brother. He's dead.
Yeah,
totally dead.
What happened to my brother?
He died.
Okay.
Move on. But now is our time to shine. Together, we will win the day. We will kill Fred. We will release Louise, and we will stop this evil mind control.
Yeah.
This is the part where you clap.
Yeah.
Go team.
But seriously, guys,
I do have CDs for sale in the back for $19.95, and you can play these. Okay.
Right, go, Trixie.
What's a CD?
It's a new technology.
Oh,
Will it fit in my
Eight-track.
tape deck?
Oh, yeah, tape
Cassette tape deck player?
We'll talk about that.
Right.
Okay.
I have a business opportunity for you.
Trixie, lead us on your skateboard.
But guys, what happened to my brother?
We'll talk about that later.
No, but really, what happened to my brother?
Totally dead.
Not just half dead.
I love the fact that he's dead is like the good story. Like that's what's okay to tell. Nothing's missing. No, he didn't go to like a farm in the woods or anything. No, he's just dead.
He's murderlated.
He's murderlated.
I don't know how I'm gonna wait. So the path that's in front of us, is it like another elevator?
Clearly.
Okay.
This is nothing but elevators
I
and
can't really
hallways.
skateboard into an elevator.
I think you can.
No. I flip up my skateboard and I put it across my back. And I just walk in and turn around to you guys. We doing this?
Yes, Trixie.
We're
doing this.
We're all slightly amazed you just walked in for once.
No one's ever actually seen you walk in any of the
Yeah,
shots.
I always skateboard into any place.
So you get in the elevator.
We get in the elevator.
What floor are we going to?
Top floor.
It says top floor on it, too.
Right underneath that says Top Gun, but we don't.
And it goes up, and it goes up, and you can see outside the windows when you break the cloud line, and you see the giant neon TT sign that's on top of the building of Corporate Inc.
I always thought it said eat at Joe's.
And you get you see the lights dinging of what floor you're on, and the light for top floor is about to come on.
And for some reason, it's really dark, and like the lights as we're going down, like illuminate us as we get more and more intense.
And there's an explosion, and the elevator shakes, and it stops for a second, and then you feel yourself in free fall.
I got it. I got this, guys.
I got this too.
Okay.
I mean, you can go ahead.
Do you want
I'm
to?
guessing this would be.
This
a
seems
bad
like a
time.
team effort time.
Yeah. What do you got?
We walk off the elevator slowly from an explosion.
But we're falling. We're free falling.
Yeah, but there's an explosion, so I can walk away from it.
That's true. That's how the physics of this world
I got
work.
this. I got this because I need to use this. I have something called endless supply of hair ties. So I am going to quickly rope all these together, open the hatch of the elevator, and lasso us.
Give me an endless supply of hair ties tear.
And again, in classic 80 movies style, we don't see that. All we see is from the top down, the elevator falling all the way down, exploding.
And then we're all just...
And then it pans up and we're all just hanging by
there.
your endless hair ties. We're like making a human monkey chain.
Yes, yeah.
Well, because they're hair ties, they're all rubber, right? So as we all latch onto each other's foot and ankles, it rubber bands us down, and then our weight, it shoots us back up to the hole of the floor where we need to be.
I like how 4 grown men are relying on the strength of Trixie to hold us.
But she's part of the team now. That makes all the difference.
Okay.
And you go back to that cat poster burning up down in the basement level. You can pull yourself up.
Yeah. Hang in there.
For a moment, you have to shake it
Hang in
again. You
there.
have to shake the mind control again.
Hey, I had a great... No.
Yeah.
And up you go onto the top floor. And standing up there in front of you is the giant mechanized robot. Its cannon whirling up from where it's recharging from the blast that just happened. And behind it, you see there's a staircase that goes up further, but it stands in your way. Security protocol alpha. Kill intruders.
I got this, friends. This one's mine.
And because these are how movies work, so you pair off with him, and the other 4 of you just run past because you have to pair off when
He basically
you're
says,
in
I got
finale.
this, and we are all then able
We
to
are
run
all
past.
run.
And then he can do nothing, but he's facing down with McGee.
And I'll have that scene where I stop for a second, I look over my shoulder at you. You give me the nod,
give me the nod, yep.
And I will assume you're dead until I see you later.
Until he shows up at the very end.
Yeah.
Where,
He's gonna achieve his best kung fu stance, but quickly breaks it into a bare knuckle fight.
You're going to bare knuckle fight the robot.
Oh yeah, because my kung fu is okay.
My kung fu is okay. All right, just describe to me what happens.
So the robot's going to take a couple shots at him, and he's going to quickly, dodge around those, and he's going to move up to him, and his first punch is kind of going to, he's going to do that, that Rock'em Sock'em Robot thing,
Right.
To that. He's going to get up to it, and he's just going to keep doing the uppercut to him until the head kind of goes, bing!
Uppercut. And the head goes up, and it falls back and crashes down on the floor. And as you start to walk upstairs, its arm reaches out and grabs your ankle, and it drops its gun right at you, and it pulls the trigger. Point blank blast of energy coming at you. What do you have?
Luck of the Irish.
It reverberates off his like Lucky Charms that he's got.
He pulls out his necklace, and it's a giant 4-leaf clover, and he slams it into the end of the barrel.
And as all gun barrels in the 80s, when the end is plugged, they clearly shoot backwards at the person.
That's just science.
That's just science.
That's physics.
And it blows up in a massive explosion. Upstairs.
The building shakes.
So this will be your opportunity to make your dramatic return. Upstairs, you all climb up the steps. It is a lavish penthouse suite that overlooks the entirety of the city. Sitting in the dark chair, there's still the figure that for some reason doesn't have light on him, but there's light everywhere else. Louise Lane is, air quotes, tied up in the corner with 2 ninjas standing on either side. And he's giving you the villain slow clap.
This is when the doves fly behind us.
Premature death.
So you escaped from my robot. You defeated my ninjas in my security system. You destroyed my mind control posters. And you got all the way here to me. And he steps out of the darkness. And you all recognize this public figure. The most evil of all public figures.
It's not Mr. Rogers, is it?
No, it is Fred Turner. Fred Turner, because we know no likenesses to any actual people living or dead. Fred Turner stands before you, the business mogul that he is. It is time that I end this nonsense. Louise Lane is integral to my plan for some reason.
For some reason.
And you cannot have her.
Does he have the perfect wave up hair? You know,
Oh, absolutely he does, yes. And he stands before you, and he strikes a kung fu pose.
I will take off my sunglasses dramatically, and this is where we get our one curse word in the PG-13. I'll say, I'm going to kick your ass.
No, it will be I who does the ass kicking, just like I did to Trixie's brother.
You killed him.
And he does a giant flying kick at you, Trixie.
Oh, I got this. I have 5-finger exploding heart technique.
Give me 5-finger exploding heart technique. Okay, so you narrate it.
Oh, he comes flying at me. I catch his kick around with my arm, and I slam my hand into his chest as he comes flying kick. And now he's gonna have 3 steps, obviously, so it's not over. But I do my 5-point exploding heart technique that my brother obviously taught me.
Okay.
The rest of us start chanting as your hand sinks
Yeah.
farther and farther into his chest.
Which he has slightly better kung fu.
Kali Ma.
My kung fu is better than Slick's.
That'd be a good skill. Yeah. So you do that, and he looks defeated.
And I just step away because obviously he's got 3 steps.
And he takes 3 steps. 2, 3. And then turns with a crooked smile. Everyone knows Fred Turner doesn't have a heart. Dun, dun, dun. And then he uses his own skill, the cancel the show strike.
No!
The show must go on.
If only someone had that skill.
Yeah.
And he chops you straight across the throat. So you are now taking damage.
Okay.
You are going to make is that bubblegum explosion?
Yes.
You're going to make a bubblegum explosion.
There's been
tear.
too many, though. I haven't been able to use it.
So, when you take damage, you have to make a tear of the GM's discretion.
Okay.
So, bubblegum explosion. As he chops, and you go down, and then he turns his attention to the rest of you. Can your rocket launcher stand up to my expert level kung fu?
I'm going to use my Jackie Chan fight scene technique.
Jackie Chan fight scene technique him. Give me the tear, sir. Okay, describe for me what happens.
I'm going to bull rush him, and I'm going to jump both feet forward and like kick him in the chest, flip him over a table. He's going to pop up over the table. I'm going to kick the table at him. He's going to duck and let the table roll over top of him.
But on that scene, you kick it, and it clearly like hits him in the head, and then there's a bad cut, and now there's a stunt double for him.
Yeah.
With a bad wig.
So we get up, we throw some more punches. I push him over, and he runs into a refrigerator. He runs up against a refrigerator.
We get another Coke placement when you open it.
Yeah,
Feel
exactly.
Classic Coke.
Yeah, it's got the refrigerator on the bottom and the freezer on the top, and he takes the freezer and he flings it open at me, and I throw my hands up and duck it, and as I push that closed, he takes the refrigerator door and hits me in the gut with that, and I kick that shut, then go back to hand-to-hand combat for a few minutes, eventually find a chair, kick over that, start beating him with a chair, a mop comes out at some point.
I'm actually sitting down and watching this. The two ninja are with me. We're just like eating popcorn.
A grocery cart just comes slowly rolling in between us at some point. One of us jumps in it to try to get away. The other guy chases him down. Front flip off a wall.
Okay, so and eventually, like the fight scene, this part of it has come to an end, and he's
both heavy breathing.
Yes, exhausted, and he looks up, and one of his hair is just completely going the wrong direction. Oh, now I've had it. I will take this no more. And he walks over to where Louise Lane is again adequately bound, and he goes. It is time that I deliver the killing blow to one of your friends. And he brings up his hand like he is going to do a karate chop on Louise Lane.
Okay, so as he's about to do this, I pull out a device that nobody has ever seen before. It is black, and it's about a foot tall. And I flip it open, dial some numbers, and I make a phone call. Yeah, hey, it's me. I need your help. It's Barry. From the... Just get your ass over here. And then next thing you know, the window breaks in, and I summon Chuck Norris.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, you summon Chuck Norris. All right, tell me what Chuck does, because his beard comes bursting through the window again of our 400-some story building.
Yeah, no helicopter or anything. He just comes in, glass breaking. As Fred Turner's hand is slowly making its way to Louise Lane's neck, Chuck comes in, grabs his hand, and twists it behind his back, and he gets face to face with him, and a fist comes out of his beard and punches him square in the face.
He hits him. He goes down. Chuck Norris grabs Louise Lane with a single motion, unties the slip knot that's around her torso, and he grabs her, and they jump off the building, and they're gone.
And they're safe, too.
To safety. Yes, gone to safety below. Fred Turner, he gets back up. His hair is all askew. He's got a little bit of blood coming down from his mouth. It was always going to be you, wasn't it? Barry. As he tries to recount your name.
Yeah, one of the ninja leans in it.
We were in hacker school together. I was always number 2, and you were number 1. But where did that get you?
Into your executive office building.
But I'm the one that has the executive office building.
But your security wasn't that good. I was able to hack it pretty easily.
That is a fair point. As he looks over the two ninjas that are sitting with the G-Man, literally watching this happen. That's a fair point. But regardless, I'll bet you won't survive that landing that Chuck Norris does, and he does a flying kick at you with intention to kick you through the window and out of the building.
Ooh. So I pull out an Uzi out of my pocket, and I use the skill 50 bullets, 1 kill.
All right, give me a 50 bullets, 1 kill tear, sir. Okay, and describe for me what happens.
So he's flying through the air. I whip out my Uzi, and shots are just going slow motion. Bullets are flying everywhere. He's not hit once until the final round. It hits him in the chest, and he stops short, and he has to check himself to see if he was even hit, and then he falls over.
And he falls over, and it's quiet.
Well, see, I feel like he should have came in and like it bounced off his charm. And
we're not done yet. He falls to the ground, and somewhere from way down below, you hear Louise saying, "I'm safe thanks to Chuck Norris."
I'm almost disappointed we didn't get a tights jeans flying kick.
and everything is quiet, and the peaceful music starts, and it's like the clouds start clearing up.
Are we like looking over the?
You're looking out at the bright future that is the world now that you've saved it from
All the swirly black clouds have started to dissipate.
Disappear.
Absolutely.
Doves.
The gargoyle flies
doves.
away.
It's a sunrise. Even though we came at like 2 in
Night.
the afternoon.
And Fred Turner, like the camera cuts back to him, and he's slowly crawling over to his desk. I won't let what happened to Trixie's brother happen to me. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible.
He's totally dead. Just
I'll
move on.
never,
He's just dead.
I'll never find the truth about my brother.
Of course you won't find the truth because none of you will escape. And he pushes the big giant red button underneath his desk, and all the warning lights go off. The building will self-destruct in 20.
Does the button actually say self-explosion button?
It does,
Okay.
yep. 20. In case of Vince McMahon's success is what it says. 20, 19, 18, as the building's going to explode. You all are on the top floor. The elevators are fast, but they're not that fast.
All right.
17, 16, 15.
What's in the room?
14.
What else is in the room?
Executive room. We have a desk there. We have ridiculously ornamental stuff. We have 2 ninjas that are still sitting with you.
All right. I'm assuming there's
A large supply of classic Coke.
I'm going to assume that there's a very large like tapestry,
Of
somewhere
course.
of like probably like feudal Japan, just like, and I'm going to rip that off the wall, and we're going to all grab together and make like a squirrel suit, like a makeshift parasail.
We're each
going
going to take a corner.
We're all going to take a corner, put our feet in the middle, and then we're going to jump out.
Do we have an appropriate skill?
Never tell me the odds, because this should not work.
I would give me that tear, but because this is saving a bunch of y'all, someone needs to support him.
I'll support him with physics doesn't apply.
Yes.
Yes.
So Slick will come walking up the steps and kicking some, pick the robot hand off his foot, and that was fun.
And he's got it. He's like, it won't work. And you're like, yes, it will.
You need a touch of the Irish.
Like, we're jumping out and like, this really shouldn't work. No, it shouldn't. As we're sailing to the ground.
Wow. Okay.
Does that fit?
I think so. It was close, but it made it. As the 5 of you all jump off, all holding a corner of the sheet, because the camera sort of goes one by one, and there's somehow 5 corners of the sheet, as the building explodes in a massive explosion, which the video is shown. It's like a 3-story parking garage implosion that was done. But it cuts out to you. There's this explosion, and pieces are raining down as you all slowly touch down on the ground. Chuck Norris is there. Yeah. Luis Lane is down
We
there.
need the double slow motion, please.
We'll throw in the double slow motion.
We need the double
walks.
slow motion.
And walk slowly away from an explosion.
And walk slowly away from the explosion. As you all land and you walk away and it's destroyed, Luis Lane jumps into the G-Man's arms and everything is safe.
We kiss passionately, 80s style.
Passionately 80s style with one leg kicked up in the air.
Gross.
Yeah.
Ew.
What's our go home line?
You know, guys, that really reminds me of that time when Trixie's brother and us.
Are you talking about Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh.
And,
And it does like the flashback, but then the credits just roll.
But no, seriously, guys, what happened to my brother?
Credits roll.
There we go. And that was the Terrible RPG, everyone.
Yay! Thanks for listening to the RPG Academy podcast, the flagship program of the RPG Academy Network. If you enjoy what we do here, then please check out therpgacademy.com and visit our site partners for additional entertainment and gaming advice.
We do this out of love for the hobby and for you, our fans. The podcast and site content will always be free for you to enjoy and utilize. But we do have expenses related to the show. If you'd like to help out in any way, please visit patreon.com/therpgacademy and check out the rewards we are providing for your monthly pledges. We use all funds that come in to improve the show and give you better content and quality.
And if you don't have the coin to spend, don't worry. You can still help us out in many ways. You can subscribe to our show on iTunes and or Stitcher Radio. You can leave us a 5-star review. Also, if you clear your cookies and you visit Amazon or the Drive-Thru RPG site through our portal, we get a small percentage of what you pay, and it doesn't cost you anything extra.
Just like any RPG, our site works best with open lines of communication. We love talking with our listeners about everything. Please contact us with any questions, concerns, and comments that you have. We also love to hear feedback and experiences from your own games. You can email us via podcast@therpgacademy.com and reach us on social media, such as Facebook and Google+, at The RPG Academy.
But Twitter is usually the fastest way to reach us. You can find my favorite co-host, The Caleb G, at The Caleb G.
And you can find my favorite co-host, Michael, at The RPG Academy.
Thanks for listening, and as always, if you're having fun, you're doing it right.